Of all the ways to raise money for the fight against breast cancer, it's not one many people would take on, let alone 4 middle-aged women. But one BC woman and 3 Australians decided that they were going to do nothing less than walk across a desert, Australia's Simpson Desert to be exact, nearly 500 kilometers stretching across the corners of 3 Australian states. As Anna Gabar reports in the first of a 3-part series, one of the women is following in the footsteps of her father.
22 years ago, an Australian man named Dennis Bartel became the first non-Aboriginal to cross Australia's Simpson Desert alone and unaided. At the time, Bartel was realizing a lifelong goal, challenging himself to conquer adversity and perhaps even death in the most unforgiving of landscapes. His success earned him the Order of Australia Medal. But what Bartel didn't know was that his journey would inspire 4 women to trek the Simpson Desert in his footsteps, to also face adversity and through their journey raise money to help others triumph over breast cancer.
I think breast cancer seems to have touched so many lives. It's like everyone you talk to has a breast cancer story, and all of us as mums that are going on this walk have friends and family that are suffering breast cancer at the moment.
More than 2 decades after her father's historic trek, the adventurer's daughter Susie is a 44-year-old mother calling the Okanagan Silver Star Resort home. A winter playground for most is Susie's cross-training terrain, and for the past 18 months, Susie has been preparing her mind and body to meet the Simpson. But Susie is not alone. Her fight against breast cancer takes her back home to Australia, where she meets up with 3 lifelong friends. This group of middle-aged mothers becomes a team. They call themselves the Desert Mums.
Excited now. It's time. It's been 18 months, so yeah, we're excited.
From Adelaide, a small charter plane takes the mums north to Dalhousie Springs on the western edge of the Simpson Desert. The starting point for their journey is an ancient site where Aboriginals once came for water, food, and medicine. This late afternoon swim is savored.
Bye.
Bye.
Today is the first of 18. The terrain is flat. But tomorrow, the Desert Mums will tackle the first of 1,200 sand dunes. There will be freezing desert nights, blazing daytime heat of 45 degrees Celsius.
Listen to your desert and feel it.
Those are the words of Dennis Bartel himself, who has returned to the desert he once trekked alone. His experience will prove invaluable to the women as he and one of the mums' husbands go ahead to bury supplies for the days to come and then set up camp for the weary trekkers.
The way things are going, if we can do 30 kilometres tomorrow, I'll be very pleased. Within the next couple of days we'll tell. I'd like them to do 30 kilometres a day, and that'll keep me right on schedule. If the donkeys come in to attack, girls, all get together back to back, right? Don't give them any quarter, yell and scream and wave your arms. We'll frighten them off.
Do back to back, yell and scream, wave your arms.
I've got a swift kick.
All right.
They set out at 4:45 each morning.
Which way do we go?
Where do we go?
Where do we go?
They'll hike for 8 hours before retreating to tents in the afternoon to escape the midday sun and flies. There will be cramping muscles, severe blisters, swelling, and a host of natural wildlife to look out for. But none of this deters the Desert Mums.
It just radiates pain at the back of my leg. Anyway, just said if this was easy, we wouldn't be out here.
How's the morning been?
Sore, but that's okay.
Sore where?
At the back of my heels. But I'm doing the desert shuffle. It's not the desert walk anymore, it's the desert shuffle.
A sense of humor despite the grueling conditions and a clear focus on why they're here.
Every time any of us think, it's just too hard or my body's feeling sore, you just automatically switch and think of someone that we know with breast cancer and what they've had to go through with chemotherapy and operations, and this is nothing. This is a walk in the park compared to what those women do, and you keep that in perspective and it becomes easier. It certainly does.
I mean, we wouldn't have chosen the cause if we weren't passionate about it, and if we didn't feel strongly, we'll have personal reasons for that, and I hope we can make a difference.
Tomorrow night, we follow the Desert Moms to the halfway point of their trek, where one of the women gets some tragic news about a friend back home.